So this thing here is what's called a Japanese Valmobile. Now this is a compact suitcase scooter, I believe is the correct term the company uses. They call it a suitcase scooter. And this Valmobile is mine, which I bought the other day for 50 bucks. The engine turned over and everything, and I put it all back together. It was all apart. And I put it all back together, and it did not want to run. There was spark here at the wire. That's what I know, because I got a pretty bad shock from it. But there was no spark at the plug. And the plug is good, because I checked it on my Morris Minor. So, I'm thinking the gap might be a little wrong for this. That's my guess. But that's not what we're going to talk about in today's video. What we're going to talk about is, why is my engine now locked up? Yes, so my engine is completely locked up now. And it got locked up yesterday when I used the kickstart, which is all apart, and the whole engine's apart and over there now, all these parts. And I used the kickstart, and it just stuck. But it's happened a few times before it really locked up, and I was always able to wind it back and do it again, but now I can't even wind it back. It is completely stuck. And I cannot find a replacement engine for this thing, so I'm going to have to make do with what I have and try to fix this one. I cannot find a Kokuzan Denki-ko type FA29 motor. I can't find one. Now, this Valmobile is pretty important for automotive history. It's not really automotive. There's one of these in a Lane Motor Museum. Let's put it that way. It's very important to motorcycle history, this thing, because this thing was basically your first motorcycle if you got in the early 60s. This was your first motorcycle. It's a folding scooter. And I didn't know it folded until we got home, so we had to transport this thing home in the trunk of our Chrysler LeBaron, and it barely fit. It would have been way easier if it folded, but my engine is now locked up, and I have it all completely apart. Here is the, what is it, the 49cc piston, and there is no up and down movement here, but there's plenty of side-to-side movement. I'll get it from this angle. There's plenty of side-to-side movement. So I'm not sure if that's normal or not. But, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out how to compress these rings when I put it back in the cylinder, which is over there. The head gasket's up there, so it doesn't break. But has anybody else had this issue where they have a two-stroke engine? Because this is the first two-stroke I've ever worked on somehow. Which means that it goes up and down 2 strokes. If you look inside, let me go get the piston. If you look inside the piston there, you see the intake and exhaust ports. That's how this thing works. It's basically reed valves. So, I sprayed some WD-40 in it, and the puddle is right there from the WD-40 in it I sprayed yesterday night. And so it just went straight out. There's something definitely stuck inside this, and I have a feeling that it's been stuck for a while, or something like that's happened, because somebody has tried to get this off in the past and wound up breaking this in multiple places. There's a crack here, it's broken here, it's broken here. They've broken it in multiple places, and I haven't broken that. But this thing is really weird. It's got a weird centrifugal clutch where it moves in like this instead of a normal clutch, which a normal centrifugal clutch. It's different. It's got a dynamo light and a dynamo horn. I forget what it's called, so I'm just going to call it a dynamo. It's close enough. But yeah, so that is completely locked up now, and that's not good. So if anybody has a Valmobile or any two-stroke motor that has completely locked up like this, tell me how you got it fixed, or if you fixed it, or just replaced the engine. I'm not going to replace the engine to this thing, because it's the original motor, motor number 155 to the 155th Valmobile ever made. So, it's the original motor, and I can't find a replacement anyway. It's two-stroke. It might be because I was turning it over very briefly, but I highly doubt it. I was turning it over. I probably made like 50 revolutions. I probably made like 50 revolutions of the engine turning without the special gas-oil mixture, because the gas tank, which is over there now, wasn't in it. But I want to figure this out. So if anybody has a two-stroke and had this issue, or especially on a Valmobile, comment below and tell me how you fixed it, because I don't even know how to get this part off. Thanks for watching, and please help.